Yes.
Well done. You got it. You remembered it.
Yep, I remember to press the button. I'm Dan Watson.
I'm Paul Sloggett, and this is a podcast about listening to mountain boarders, talk to other mountain boarders about mountain boarding. So if you don't like mountain boarding, I'd turn off now probably.
It's levels deep. We are levels deep. Some people just talk about mountain boarding, but we talk to people about mountain boarding, and the viewers and watchers and listeners, they listen to us talking about mountain boarding with people about mountain boarding. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how we roll this shit.
I think it's quite a little nifty tagline that is. It's not too long.
Yeah, maybe
Straight to the point, bullet point. I like it, man.
Anyway, enough bullshit already, eh? Enough bullshit. Let's get on with the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing and oral pleasure, we have a fantastic guest today, Ernesto Del Toro. El Torre. I'm going to ruin that and butcher it, and I should probably do it in front of him, so we'll click it in. All the way from Italy, who's joining us this evening. Ernesto Della Torre. Please join us.
Hello.
Hello,
everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
You're welcome. You're welcome, brother. Thank you very much for giving up some of your time. You've been a very busy boy of late. Very busy.
Not in this time, maybe, but in the winter for sure. Now I have something to do, but I'm not in the full time of the season. Yeah, now it's medium.
So yeah, we just said in your intro that you're joining us all the way from Italy. And are you in Italy at the moment? Because the weekend you was in Innsbruck.
I'm back yesterday night, evening night, and I was in Innsbruck for the clinic, judge clinic, for the FIS snowboard competition like Europa Cup, World Cup, and was there 4 days maybe, yeah, and was very nice time. And now I jump a lot of time in Innsbruck for some about clinic, about meeting about brand, and about the training on the Banger Park. You know, Banger Park is like a big jump on the dry slope that you can train a lot in safety condition. This is the present of the maybe the board sport, because you can training a lot with no crash, and is very good feeling.
Yeah, the airbags seem to be an absolute. They're really bringing the ability of a lot of people on. Yeah. I mean, look at the Brim brothers. I mean, obviously they started out there. They were pretty good before they got their airbag. Let's be honest, but that's elevate and really make it things natural for them before they take it to
definitely change the game.
Yeah, definitely. So whereabouts in Italy are you from, Ernesto?
I'm from Bovegno. Bovegno is the small country near Brescia, near Milan. Is a little country that have small mountain, like arrive maybe 2,000 meters from the sea level. I don't know if in English in England you're take measure with foot, no, for the high mountain, or meter.
We're that's probably the only thing that British people can do in both. We can work in feet and in meters. Thankfully, I mean, we a lot of people miss being part of Europe, but that was one thing. Decimalisation is one thing. The good that did come from Europe. So yeah, I mean, I've maybe I'm a bit better at it because of living in France in the Alps for so long and knowing about heights.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 2,000 meters. You should get a decent bit of snow at the top there.
Yeah, not too much snow.
No.
No. In the winter, there are in the place that I come from, there are like 2 meters of snow in the whole season, like not too much. But in the winter, I live in Madonna di Campiglio, where is Ursus Snow Park. Now is one of the famous snow park in Europe, and I stay there for 6 months. And after I come back to Bovegno, we have a park that for mountainboard that we buy last season, and that the place and the community and the association is called Dogtown. Dogtown, the name come from the inspiration about the film about Lord of Dogtown. Yeah.
Or the Dogtown Surf Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, very familiar.
This is one of my favorite film when I was young, and when I started to build association and community about board sport. I call it the start of this name come from the wakeboard school in the Garda Lake, because before COVID I opened the wakeboard school that was called Dogtown, because behind the boat we ride with the surf. No, you never see wake surf. No? The first name arrive from the inspiration more about the surf, but the film Lord of Dogtown inspired I think every rider about board sport, like skateboard, like surf, and after a lot of board sport that come from this sport, like.
Everybody who rides a mountain board, snowboard, skateboard, that film, there's something to relate to with that across all genres of boards, and it's one of the birthplaces of the mountain boarding. Really, it's actually because our technology that we use today is a direct descendant from the boarding.
Well, it's certainly one of the first ones that use the transition with the swimming pools.
Yeah. So we're jumping ahead a bit there, Ernesto. How long have you been riding a mountain board for?
I started to ride the first time that I try mountain board was maybe in 211 or 210. I don't remember, but I have tried just one time with Davide Zanelli, that is the one of the first mountain boarder from Italy, the pioneer about this sport in Italy, and maybe the most promoter and sustainator and rider in Italy for sure, because I think Davide started in 2004, 5 maybe, yeah, very early, before everybody, no. And because Davide was my friend, because living near my home, like 10 kilometers, no. And when I was young, when I was 14 and ride on snowboard behind home in this small ski resort, I meet Davide that was like 25, 26 years old, and he bring me sometimes to go in the spot, and in the summer take me to try the mountain board. And this in the 2010 maybe was the first time, but after I start to ride on mountain board in 2014, I think was 14, when
got your own board?
Yeah. I start to ride with the board of the school that was from Davide, and it was like 2014. After I take this board, I have here. I show you.
Oh yeah, let's have a look at the board porn.
Yeah, this was the first board,
Yeah.
like Comp 95. Yeah. Yeah, it was the first board that I have used, and I show you the I have some photo with this board when I was
Can't hear pudding purring.
I have
In
one of the
anticipation.
photo in some flyer that this was me in 2014, the first mountain board season in Valtrompia Park with the Comp 95.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
it was
Um, that's a rare, quite a rare board nowadays. Like, I always on Facebook Marketplace looking around, seeing what boards are around, and you never see that model of Comp 95 anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a decent construction as well. It's more like the snowboard style sandwich construction on it, isn't it?
Yes. So very strong. After some crash, I think before me, yeah, you can see on the deck how the deck was used. Yeah. A lot of rail, a lot of
rail action there.
But yeah, it's crazy, no? I think maybe before me, this board was used from like maybe 3 or 5 people before me, no? And I ride one season with this board, and don't broken, and was crazy, yeah. But after I changed board because was too short. This was too short, and in the first season, I learned fast because I had a free summer because I started with the snowboard instructor in this time, maybe 2014 or 2015, and in the summer. This year I had the free season, free time, and I ride like every day for 2 months, and maybe I start from zero to do some backside tree, frontside tree, backflip, front flip, yeah, all in the one summer, without foam pit or nothing. Just try the first time on the jump on the terrain, and after I was not sure about this season, maybe, or the season later. No, I think was the first season. I was in England. I was in all Super Bowl with Matt. Matt just hospit me for some days in his home after Mark about all Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
And,
I know. We know Super Bowl very well.
I don't know now how is it was like 10 years ago maybe, or 8 years ago, and when I was there I tried my first double backflip on mountain board, yeah, and I crash straight in the terrain, and after broken the board, yeah, in all Super Bowl in the last jump, after
was going to be my question, on which of the jumps did you try the double on?
Yeah, and the last
one.
I remember, but I'm honest, I wasn't ready for this trick because I have done on snowboard on park double backflip, but only after 2 months, 3 months riding on mountain board. I wasn't ready for this trick, but I was young, and just okay, I want to do this. I want to try. I want to push my level, and I think was a normal things about a young guy that have a lot of hype and just try, yeah. And after I have taken the MBS Pro 100, yeah. And
Yep.
I have here and with this board.
Well, like this, we got boards to look at.
With this board,
It's my favorite type of episode.
I was in Poland for the first European Championship and arrived second place. And I ride the next season all summer with this board, and for me was a good, very good memory. We with Dade and Giulio and other Italian guys try to push more the level height of mountainboard in Italy and show a lot of people about who is mountainboard, and have done a European in Italy, like was like 200 2000 2016 maybe or 2015. Had done a European mountainboard championship in Italy that comes Matt Brind, maybe David, from the France. I don't remember, maybe Jean-Louis, no, Jean, I don't remember the name. Some rider from the center of the Europe come and was really good event and good vibes, and there was a very good level from some rider that show like Matt that do some 720, and for us was crazy because never see people that try on mountain board with a good level before, because everything about mountain board and sport freestyle from Italy in this year was far away. Not people think about freestyle. Was very difficult to see, like on snowboard on the small key resort, to see someone that tried 360 or 540 was not the time. In Italy, arrived very later about the freestyle, like 2018, 2019, a lot of people and a lot of small rider. But when I was 2014, no freestyle, no people ever seen freestyle in life, no? Not only in the video, only on YouTube. And when everybody see the video of Matt on YouTube, and after when come back here and when come here and ride, was awesome.
Yeah. We've got a lot to thank for social media and the internet in helping spread the word. Not that it has done, massive. We've not seen mountain boarding explode worldwide because of it. Yet, indeed. But you're so right. I remember both. I competed in Bardonecchia a couple of times back in the mid 2000s, and both times I was there, there was no freestyle competition. It was just a hill event, They were fantastic, don't get me wrong, but there was no freestyle or no border cross events. It was the Italians were known, sort of semi-known for just free ride. But it's great to see you guys in Dogtown, especially at the moment, online with your presence on Instagram and stuff like that, pushing the freestyle limits, because you got some great local riders in your community there, haven't you? Who are your local riders?
I think now before after Valtrompia Park, because Valtrompia Park was very steepy, and the riders that come from snowboard on skateboard for trying a mountain board, when start to try the trick or start to ride in Valtrompia Park was hard for everybody, because After you arrive in the landing, is a problem. The problem is not the trick, is not the jump, but when you arrive down in the landing is more difficult than the trick, no? And people that try the trick in Valtrompia Park every time, very tension about not the trick, but when you landed the trick and you have to control in the full of speed in the carving with some rock, was not a pile for progression. It was not a park for progression, but it was a park like a spot, no? With some problem about everything, about the jump, the position, about the landing, about the form of the jump, the speed for arriving was every time different. Yeah. And in Bovegno, when I buy the park last summer, I found a place with a perfect I don't know the name in English,
The angle of the hill is
with a good angle, not too much, not slower, is perfect for everybody, for beginner that start with a good feeling and not scary about this, and for the rider for ride in safety condition and more focus on the trick and less about control the board after the trick. I stop about everything in mountain board for 5 years because I was in the wakeboard way for work, because after 2015 one of my problem was that with mountain board we can work, no? It's not possible do a more like a job, and this was one of the reason that I choose the wakeboard way for the summer, because was the moment about full every people start to ride on wakeboard, and the cable park was busy of people, and a lot of requests about coaching about wakeboard rider, and was a good possibility for me for work for more than 5 years. Now I think the world change, a lot of things change, a lot of about money, about the price. Maybe the people now have to change a lot of attitude. I don't know the name in English, how spend the time and the money, because everything cost more. And I think now is the good time for mountain board, because if you want to ride, just you take a board and you can ride in a lot of different way, on the skate park. If you don't have space for the freestyle, you can ride on the grass, on the terrain for summer riding in free ride. You can ride in a park, you can ride in a pump track, you can ride in and do more, no? And you don't pay nothing, no? And if you want to ride in wakeboard, you have to spend not less than 20 euro for quarter of hour, no? And I think now this is that a lot of people have to think about mountain board. The only things is that mountain board show what people like hard and dangerous, no? And
okay, that is the best advert for mountain boarding I've ever heard.
Sorry?
That was the best way of selling mountain boarding to the public I've ever heard.
He's saying that you've explained it so perfectly.
Okay.
Better than I just did.
100% right, because you look at the old MBS commercials from back in the day, where the guy hiked up the hill, phoned the ambulance. Can you send an ambulance? And they say, whereabouts? And he looks down the hill and goes, down the hill here, and explains, and then puts the phone down and then drops in. So it's like trying to sell the dangerousness. But the reality, as you as an instructor will know, is that mountain boarding is the easiest of all of the board sports to be able to learn how to just carve toe side, hillside, and just J-turn to a stop. You know, when you're teaching people how to snowboard, teaching them how to get that that edge control is the hardest bit. People will, the board will swing round and catch an edge and put them over quite easily. It's a very putting people off, but people don't. It can hurt, but people don't realize that because it's snow. It's snow, and that's okay because snow doesn't hurt. Snow can hurt. Ice hurt. Snow can hurt. And skateboarding, well, the thing behind that, when people first try a skateboard, is they do a person will stand on it and that board will go under their feet. But that's okay because they're not strapped to it. They can just go and jump off of it and everything's okay. There's no, but when you're mountain boarding, there's no snow, you're strapped to it, but it's the easiest one to keep your balance on. A surfboard, okay, once you've learned how to get out and paddle, and then you stand up on the board and then it goes and you're off. That's what you're learning. But with mountain boarding, it's more of a mental overcoming to know that, okay, if I put wrist guards on, helmet, elbow pads, and get myself protected, all of those things are by the wayside. And mountain boarding becomes easier to learn how to just do the basics. And then once
I think it's easier to learn for start to carving or just about the basic like ollie or just 180 on the flat. I think it's easier, but in the moment that you want to try a little bit tricks and jumps and medium high level, you need it to ride. Just you can try. The people sometimes don't understand that is I have a lot of discussion about this with the people that I involve to ride a mountain board and come to ride and see the level, see the trick, and just try and tell about, I want to do the trick, but come just 1, 2, 3 times in the summer to ride and expect about do some trick. And I say about if you want to progress, you need to training and try a lot. You can progress without the training, and this is one about for me mountain board. I think have a future with not kids but people that start near to 11, 12, and the moment perfect for trying the trick is like 16, 17, 18, no, that have a good flexibility, good reaction, and more focus about adrenaline, no? But the important is that the people take a passion about this. But I know that it's hard if these guys don't have a perfect condition to ride, no? And so this is one question that I think about, not now because for me it's hard about the money, but think about a back jump in the town here in the park, because with the back jump change a lot of things. Maybe people can see and try with some not relax but not scary, and it's easier to show a good level with the back jump, and this is the first impression. Maybe is little bit a difference for everybody. Maybe if the people start to ride before in a back jump, no, take a sense about yes, you can do a trick, you have to try in the easy condition, you have to take a feeling. After, you have to make some practice on riding, like free ride, like on the small things, on the small jump, on the cruising. And when you have good level on cruising and riding, and you have make some practice on the back jump, start to try the trick. So this is different way, and in this way I think the people can find more feeling, because I see a lot of people that start to ride with a good hype when start. After the first or the second bad crash, like broken shoulder or the arm, and stop it. Like, but it's normal. Now I'm 29. I coach all day for 6 months in the snowboard season. Sometimes I crash, and I'm full of crash and impact, and I don't. And now I'm stressed about when I crash and feel pain. Is one of reason that I don't compete on mountain board and don't ride a lot. Is that after when you go to high level, you need to train a lot of time, and in a lot of time of training without a good jump, a good features, a good like a bag jump. It's normal that you crash, and after you have local, stay at home, you have pain. Yeah, and I have 6 months full about crash and pain and everything. In the summer, I want to stay just easy, but if I don't push the level, me or the other one in Italy is Zach, that is black guy. Yeah, the people is not hype for try the sport and try to push the level and try the trick, because if you don't see the trick in the face, no, is not the same, no. And I think this is one about in England, in UK, you are lucky about that have some rider, some park, good level, and the possibility to show the sport for what the sport what is the sport, no? So now in Italy, we haven't a lot of rider. If you maybe do a competition or show, yeah, the people don't see mountain board, see a low level about people that try with board and ride with mountain board, but it's not a mountain board rider. Like me, I'm not a mountain board rider. I'm a snowboarder. I was wakeboarder. I was mountain boarder, but for make a good impression, you the people needed to see mountain board rider. Yeah, because it's different sport, it's different feeling, and when the people like Matt or David or Nick Jersey ride, everybody understand that these guys are mountain boarder, no? And for this reason, this summer I asked to come in Italy for the event. Nicky, David, and I asked other guys in England, but just say me that was full, empty, and don't I can't come. And I hope, maybe I'm not sure about the next year what we organize, because yeah, alone is hard to organize the event. This year I organized the event alone. For me was very hard, because I built the park alone. I built the jump alone. I spent like 100 hours to work alone for make a park not perfect but good for the event. And it's hard. There are a Valtrompia Park near Bovegno, near our place, but we have this problem about the steepy, about the jump, and the Valtrompia Park is I don't know how to explain. It's like don't change nothing. Just every time that you go to Valtrompia Park, everything don't move. But in the place where I build the park, in the winter, I have to clean all and change the terrain, take off the obstacle, and finish with the grass normal, no? And so every season when starting, I have to do now everything again, and this is one reason that maybe we think about next year to do the event in Valtrompe Park, or maybe the organize in Valtrompia Park, and maybe after if we have we have possibility some in the same park from this year, from the brakeless for the event, but every year is different, the situation, no? And it's difficult to...
New park every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one problem. Maybe with a bag jump, with a airbag, the is little bit different, because if I have a good ramp, a good bag jump, maybe I can go in some place for the event.
Yeah.
For example, I can go on the beach, on the Adriatic place in Italy, near the sea, no, on the sea, and on the beach show a event like in France, no, or maybe I can make event in the city, no, in the big city full of people with the bag jump and the ramp and some rail. I can do this, and is very very different. But we haven't so much rider, so we have to collaborate more with European rider, no? And I see that the good things about mountain board is that the European rider is more cooperative, no? Like David, that just I ride the first time, and David reply me, yeah, I come, I help you, or no, Nikki after, and maybe the good things is that is like a family, yeah, for sure. But needed to make more progression in everything, no? Like supporter, like sponsor, like visibility, like partnership, no? Like, I don't know, like Nissan about the car, maybe the event with the car in the middle of the event, maybe some DJ or something about the event. I try to organize with Red Bull Italy. Yeah, just this year, Red Bull just make not too much, but just like a I don't know the name in English, like a flyer or stand, or some stand, some umbrella, some Red Bull. I don't know the name about the case to drink. I don't know now, but if don't have a good level riding, it's difficult to show how this sport is, no?
You're in a bit of a problem situation where, like you say, you haven't got a very big community of top level riders. I mean, geez, we in the UK are just about holding our heads above water with a big enough community at the moment, and it's hard going for us. Got a very big community of good riders, but the rest of Europe, you know, Arno in Belgium, Nicky in Holland, David in Poland, you know, they're all just one or two people here and there, and there's not like if Dogtown, your park, were to have grown this year, and everybody said to you at the end of the summer season, Ernesto, when you come back in spring, we will all come and help you do this. We will all help you, you know. But where are those people? Where are those 10 people that you will know when you come back in March, April, May time and go, right, let's move the kickers back in and get the grass cut and get it ready. If you haven't got those people, it's hard to be able to then go, well, not only have I not got those people, but I've not got a whole group of younger people coming through that would want to use an airbag, that would then also want to go and do demos on the beach. So how do you get the sponsorship and the exposure without having that grassroots level of rider, which is kind of what's so cool about Dogtown there where you are, because last summer, certainly on Instagram, we were seeing groups of children and stuff like that riding that park and enjoying themselves, which was so positive to see for the community. But if it doesn't build into a snowball effect and get bigger and bigger, it's very hard to keep putting the effort in all the time.
Yeah. One thing is that the kids and the people that come to try, I don't know, but just I think that if the people don't see a level of the sport about professional, it's not good to say that, but if the people don't see that the sport have a way, no, maybe the kids, no, the kids maybe dreams about, okay, want to be a mountain board champion, yeah, okay, but what is mountain board champion now? Like it's just like about one event or organization and a competition, but I don't know the name in English, don't have a lot around, no? Maybe I think because I work in the snowboard world and I see what in the snowboard change the rules, change the game. One thing is important in the world. In the world, I think I say about in the snowboard community. One that is important and move is the power of the brand. No, if brand support, if brand make event, if brand try move and organize and push the level with the rider. I know the money is hard, but with you have around a good around to see.
Yeah, when you say like you want. What do kids want to? Why would kids want to be a mountain board champion when they're competing for a t-shirt or a deck? You know, they're not competing for their rent. They're not competing for the pay packet that pays their bills, or even, you know, or heaven forbid that mountain boarding got big enough. They're not playing for a Bugatti or a bloody, you know, a level of sponsorship watches that's going to give them a 500,000 euros a year as a salary. You know, there is that, is there? So without that brand support,
and maybe I think. I know this is hard, but if the mountain board is showed I don't know the name in English, but if show mountain board little bit with more according, more accuracy, more things about everything around, no? I think is very. For example, if you see a World Mountain Board competition with like 10 or 15 riders, every riders like Matt Brind or David or Adam or Emily, no, and like 15 riders like this, like 5 of these with a Red Bull helmet, no, in the perfect par with the cam, with the drone, and with the music and a lot of people to see, the impression about this sport changed totally, no? But is same situation, no? You maybe do the same trick, no? Everybody do like 5, 7, someone try double, yeah, the same trick, the level is okay, but just different to show this, no? And I think maybe only this change a lot, because when people say that, oh, wow, is a sport, is a professional, is a sick sport, no? Maybe now is very good. Is I know that it's hard to make everything, the event, the level of the rider, but when see the people, maybe the impression is that very respect about the rider that keep the level height. Very respect, because every one of these riders do this for himself, no, or for the passion, for the himself feeling. But yeah, is like just for glory, no. And at the moment,
well, we are working on it. We're working on this project, Ernesto. Me and Sloggs have been trying our best alongside another couple of people, Matt and Tim Jones. We've been working and building. I don't know whether you've seen, we did a live broadcast of like a game, you know, the game Skate. We did ATB and put that out, but it was our test run. We'd never done anything like it before, but it gave a model that we can go to in the future. I'll send you the link after this so you can. And then this year we did the coverage of the UK Championships with Tim, with the border cross being covered there, with live action replays. You know, the tree of the progression of the competition in a tree on overlay. So we're working on it, but the next stage now is to, like you say, we've done it now. We've done these two things, these two events, and with multiple cameras, and like I say, but now we've done those two, we've got template. And hopefully we can approach companies now and sell space, banners in the background or stickers on, you know, on the walls for that brand presence. But these things take time, don't they? As you know, and time to set up and time to do it. But hopefully we'll continue to, well, I know for a fact we're definitely continuing on with doing things, but hopefully it would be nice if we could produce that thing that you're talking about there, that decent competition, get it all filmed with an invited crew of riders, you know, for want of a better term, the best of the best to come along and throw down a real competition.
And send the finished product out to big sponsors.
With brand product, with the big prize, so that the people are actually playing for something, not just a t-shirt, not just a trophy, but, you know, if we can get that ball rolling.
Talking of trophies, can we talk about the Brakeless trophy for the first prize?
The cash prize.
Yeah. How much was there a cash prize for the Brakeless?
No, yeah. it was the bit of artwork.
Was a very small cash prize, because everything about this event come from my personally budget, no, about everything. The event at me cost like 5,000 euro, everything, no, about the work, about the jump, about the ramp, about the everything, no, about the jump, the permission, the electricity, because there wasn't electricity around here. Last year I promote with some local sponsor, and I take like 2,000 euro from sponsor for the event.
The trophy, did you make those?
I have
where's he gone to?
I don't know, but I'm excited. I don't know what he's going to bring back this time. It's awesome.
Like this.
Oh, you got a big check.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
But
but yeah, it kind of needs that, you know. If that was signed off by Red Bull or Monster or, you know, Swatch, Nissan, Toyota.
The question now in in Italy we can do that, but needed a perfect condition about the park, and I think we needed more 2 years more. One better European Championship, maybe in another place, and next year after we can think about a big competition with a big partnership, no? But if like Red Bull Italy, no, is some of these guys my friend, because I judge a Red Bull competition in Italy in snowboarding, and I ask, you can support me on mountain board event, and they say me that yeah, easy, we can support you, but for the moment the minimum of support, just Red Bull to drink, just some Red Bull stuff around the event, but it's not possible. But if for example the mountain board became interest about this, in 1 year maybe Red Bull can organize a very big event with some vocalist or DJ famous in Italy, and full of people coming. The last year the make one in Campiglio, in the place which I coach, with a rail jam session, and Red Bull doing every rail features, and call Salmo is one Italian rapper that is sponsorized by Red Bull in Italy, is very famous, and Salmo come from the competition to song the song to I don't know the name in English, but like a singer, no? And DJ and the music, and last year at this event with this singer come like more than 10,000 people.
Yeah.
10,000 people to see the event in Madonna di Campiglio in Italy. So, for example, no, when Red Bull have interest, all is easier, no? If a big
if you're in with Red Bull Italy, and know the people there, how about this for an idea to approach them with? Dirt versus snow. So you have two kickers, one dirt kicker, one snow kicker, exactly the same size drop in, and you do a competition between snowboarder versus mountain boarder. Come down, go off their own kickers. So you have what the snowboarders have their own, and the mountain boarders have their own next to each other, and you play trick for trick. I think that'd be pretty cool to see some top level. I mean, I wouldn't be any good at competing at that sort of thing, but you know, if you had a kicker the same size as, say, Compiègne, the kickers that we rode at the World Championships there. So if you had a snow kicker in a town, so a snow kicker and a dirt kicker, place them next to each other and have a throwdown on that. I think that'd be an interesting proposition for Red Bull to take on, or some such thing as a spectacle.
It's like something new.
Yeah, exactly. Something new.
I never think about this before. Maybe this winter when I meet the guys, when these guys is in a good vibes, I talk about. But
you could do it in summer.
Get them drunk first.
Get them drunk. But you could it doesn't have to be in winter. It doesn't even have to be snow, does it? Because you can use artificial, like Dendex. You know, I don't know what you'd call it in Italian, but like the
dry slope,
like the side of your face here when you've not had a shave. Do you know what I mean? Like the artificial snow, the artificial
dry slope, or
like dry slope. So you'd have a dry slope,
synthetic,
yeah. You could have a dry slope kicker, or you'd only need one then. Geez, we could use the same rolling if it was
dry. But on dry slope, the snowboard performance was lower.
Right. Okay.
It's a work in progress.
But in Italy, at the end of October, we have a big event in the center of Italy that is Skipas Modena, is the bigger event in Italy about the winter sport. There was like a World Cup years ago about snowboard, big air World Cup with Mark McMorris, Marcus Cleveland, and a lot of these riders. So in this is perfect time of the season because it's cold, but not a lot. It's like 15 and 18 degree in the afternoon, but in the summer it's cold and the push and the pump with snow cannon like. And maybe in this time of the year and in this place we can think about this, and every brand, every situation, every like Monster, Red Bull, everything coming to this Ski Pass Modena. If you check on internet, Nissan Ski Pass Modena, maybe is one place that we can think about something like that. But I never think before. So I ask about why mountain board is not interested in like Red Bull stuff, and just say me that for the moment the people that do this sport and the people that follow about this sport is very 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 small part, and just for the moment not interested to do. But if maybe there are some to propose that take the Red Bull interest, or just like that you speak before, I think maybe can support more. I don't know. Before needed to make to show here a very good level of riding with a big trick, big park, good event. After this, we can go to the brand and say, okay, we can do some big. But at the moment, is only one, not too much in Italy. Just this event in my country. And another problem about this summer was that a lot of people from Italy come to see the event, but the local people that are like 20 kilometers from this country, nobody come to see this, no? Because the culture about bull riding is not, there aren't culture about bull riding here. So when I was young, on this mountain with the snowboard was only me and some other like old rider, but no people about skating or there aren't a board culture here where I live. Is for this that when I was 19 I travel and go away.
It's tough
here now I have only the place, but not the support, not the people.
Yeah.
That's it. Keep working on it. Keep working on it, Ernesto.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the time and we're about the hour mark. It's gone quickly already. It's gone quickly. I think we could look to tie this up. I think really, if that's okay. Is there anything else you wanted to say in this conversation before we end the episode?
I don't know. I don't know what I can say more about. I tried to speak the general situation. Maybe I can speak about me, about what I do normally. No, what is my job? What I do in the snowboard, and what
What do you do what is your daytime job then when in the winter time with snowboarding? Are you
I'm a coach in the winter. I now I'm instructor since when I was like 19. Is like 10 years, and 5 years that I coach in the snowboard team. Like more than 20 kids from 10, 11 to 15. And 2 years ago, with one of these, one of them. We win a national championship. Yeah, was a good job about. We work all season about take level hiked, some training in the back jump, training on the park like 3-4 times in a week, and the kids are growing very fast. But one problem now is the level on snowboard is very high, and is very stressful for the kids. And a lot of time the kids that push the level hiked and training a lot after 1 or 2 years don't want to continue to compete because it's very stressful, very difficult. The level is very high, and yeah, now became a professional on the snowboard is very hard. Yeah, and I don't want to be a kids that now want to compete because maybe if do to compete in other sport now is easier because snowboard is very high level. So now in the Europa Cup, kids from 12 to 13 double backside double cork is the basic trick, and they go for the double 12, double 14, triple cork now at 14 is normal. Yeah, and it's so stressive, and a lot of money. The family push some money for think my son became a champion. My son became a champion. After make a pressure at the son, make a pressure on the coach, and everything is hard. No, the snowboard changed a lot in the last 4 years. No, yeah, like 10 years ago, with like I don't know, nine backside 10, you are like a professional, not the national, or you have a sponsor, you can compete. Now in the World Cup, the level start from 14 to 16 to 18 is like 18 is like 5 rotation, no? 360, 720, 1080, 1260, 4040, 16, 18, no? And it's crazy, no? The kids, the athlete don't go at the school, just train every day. The family needed to spend like 100,000 euro for a very good season. Yeah, it's crazy level.
Blow out when they're 17 years old and not be able to compete or something like that, you know.
What? Sorry?
And then if the child gets injured through practice or whatever, that's all that money is gone.
Yeah, me same. When I was young, my family or don't speak about compete or not. You have to think about the school. Just when you finish the school, maybe if you want to go to the season for try to become an instructor. But the about competing years ago was easier, but for normal people was not easier. Now is like impossible.
Yeah.
Is only for very rich people, and the problem of the rich people is that the parents pay and think that if pay can do everything, and don't understand how is difficult the snowboard level, and after depression all going to the kids, because in the middle there are kids that have a lot of focus, is very stressful, but parents don't understand how is difficult because don't do, no? And me, I'm in the middle of this situation, and it's not easy. Sometimes I try to teach about the good of this sport, but now at the moment the first that everybody have focus is became a professional. Yeah, became professional now is like impossible.
That works to mountain boarding's advantage in that the trick level, even though the top riders are amazing at what they do, the trick level, if you were doing a 720 on a mountain board, you somewhere up near the top of the game.
Yeah, but one professional snowboarder now don't take a lot, but maybe 200,000 euro the season, like a professional. Is a job.
Yeah.
If you became is a job. If you became in the national team in Italy now, we have a national team A, B, and C. C is from 14 to 16 years old. You have 2 years for entering the B team, and B team and A team take like 1,000 euro and 1,500 euro a month, no? And and everything about competition paid, no? And the objective is to go to the Olympic Games or World Cup, no? And the federation support good. And so the step now in Italy for the riders is entering the national team. When you are in the national team, you are in a good way for become a champion, but it's hard because last year with one guys, Ian Matteoli, was Italian snowboarder that win one World Cup with frontside 80, 18, frontside 18 double grab was a sick trick in big air, and was only 16 years old, and just one crash and broken his organic internal, and now I have a lot of problem like eat and all, and was only a small guy with 16-year-old, no? And so it's hard. Everything is hard.
Well, that's something that has changed for snowboarding recently because, when did snowboarding go into the Olympics? Early 2000s, was it? Somewhere around then?
2026 in Italy. The next Olympic is 2026 in Italy.
Snowboarding first in the Olympics.
Sorry?
When did snowboarding first go in the Olympics?
I think maybe 2002.
2002, yeah.
Or 2006, I'm sure, with Sean White in half pipe.
So my point being, but everything before that, to be a professional snowboarder was all about getting video parts, zine parts, pictures and stuff like that. There was no route to the Olympics, and so mountain boarding is still way back, way before that at the moment, at the current level. So, but yeah, hopefully mountain boarding will pick up, and maybe one day we'd see that go to the Olympics, and then there might be a reason for people to really put everything into mountain boarding to be the best. Maybe that'll be the time that we'll see airbags pop up in your in your local park and in all over.
I think that mountain board can be an Olympic sport.
Yeah, I think it could, but we've to build the whole sport more to get to that point where it even gets recognized as a sport, let alone an Olympic sport.
The board across event has enough thrills and spills in it to make it a really good spectator sport that should be on TV.
Yeah, for sure.
But the freestyle, as good as it is, I think that's an area that needs work, but it's also the area that has the most popularity to people who aren't mountain boarders. There's something very beautiful about seeing someone do a nice big method, whether it's on a snowboard, a skateboard, or on a mountain board. It's just an aesthetically pleasing thing to see, and not just to people who ride the boards, but my mum, or she'd go, "Oh, look, that looks well called. That looks good, doesn't it?" Like it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
we need to get that level of exposure up. Listen, Ernesto, this has been a fantastic conversation with you.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to meet you at the World Champs this year, although we didn't get to have as good a conversation as this.
Yeah, I don't speak about the world champion.
No,
Yeah.
well, we're here before we finish it up then. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm very happy that I was in the World Mountainboard Champion for judging, no? And was hard to judge because we haven't in the mountain board a really fixed rule, no? And so the criteria to evaluation is hard because we have with the same criteria to judge everybody, no?
Yeah.
This is what one of difficult about for me that I'm a professional judge. For me was that yeah, I have to take the same criteria for the top 3 rider, no, and the same for the last 20 rider, no. For example, that the last rider don't make a run clean, and the question is try to take more point as possible about what the rider do, no. If the rider do 3 features, I have to make a point about 3 features, no. And so one of the reason was that I take like 10 points for the first features, 10 points from the second features, no, like this, no. And the problem is that with this criteria you can be a perfect for the top rider, no? Because maybe in a big competition like a snowboard, the podium rider and the top rider, everything have to be perfect, no? Or the run have to be close, no? And but mountain board is in the middle. We have to find the better solution at the moment, and we try to be more objective possible, no? Less subjective, but objective, like not personal opinion, or not like I prefer this, or for me this is stylish, just about like a mathematics point, and try to find the better way, no, as possible. Was not easy for the top rider. And another was that one format about 5 run and 2 count, okay, I think is a format this for the judging. I think is the perfect format for the big air competition, no? Because you need to have a trick A and trick B, no? And this format is perfect because in big air you have one only kicker, and you have to show 2 different tricks. Because if you are able only one trick and do this, is not enough, no. And trick A and trick B is like 2 runs count, no. Is good for the big air competition, but on slope style normally is good the best one count, no. And if it was like this, was easier, no. And with the 2, we have to compare 2 different run, maybe 2 different condition. The first 2 plays, there was a lot of discussion about this at the moment, but I ask the guys, the guys in the podium to come before the end of the competition to speak the situation and what the top riders think about. And for me was the better way to involve everybody, for don't finish with some mistake, no, or problem. And was not easy because when the people coming is in the middle of competition, you have to speak who is the better. it was a little bit hard, but I think everything was good and not a lot of question about. And yeah, for me, it was a very good experience.
I hope that the organizers of the world champs and the European champs as they move forward will involve people like you and your experience in the planning and the criteria of judging moving forward, because it is something that needs to a bit of a look into for sure. Like you say, judging a 3 or 4 jump run in the way that you would judge a big air single kicker is not ideal, and without it being there's work to be done, and every time that competition moves to a different spot, if those features are not the same, it needs to be sort of adjusted and looked at as to the best way to judge that competition fairly. But yeah, I mean, as we know, the organization to be able to do that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort from a lot of people. Yeah. And as we've said already, mountain boarding has none of that. It has a very small number of people that are very passionate. Yeah. But it'll grow. It will grow.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, look, I'm going to wrap the episode up there, if that's cool, on that bombshell, as they say.
Sorry.
Thank you for your time this evening, Ernesto. Thank you for your time judging at the World Champs there earlier on this year. For all the time you put into mountain.
Good luck with the park.
Yeah. Good luck with the park. Good luck with this winter. This winter's coming.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope to have a good winter, good season work about everything, about judging, coaching, and yeah.
And when do we expect to see you back on a mountain board, do you think?
When?
Yeah, next year at the end of season, will you be April, May? When's the end of your snow season?
I don't know now. This year finish at the end of April, at the 1st of May.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know when finish this year.
Well, hopefully we'll see you back on 4 wheels around May time, the end of May.
Yeah, or I don't know, maybe now we organize the event for closing party in Valtrompio Park, maybe next week. Just for meet everybody and say hello, guys. See you next year. And I don't organize now the plan for the next year. I think this winter.
Get that winter done. Enjoy your gathering at Valtrompia next year. And yeah, from Boys at the Dirt, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, gents. Thank you, Ernesto. Appreciate all your time, man.
Thank you too. Thank you, Az.
Sweet.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Sorry for my English, but
your English was way better than my English.
Way aye, man. That was dead canny as out that like. Cheers for turning out to listen. Now, before you gan yem, don't forget, if you want to keep getting doing with the Dirty Dirt fun, like and subscribe. Get amongst it. Shy Ben's getting out.